All right, this is a screencast showing you how to create your lab reports for your Edgenuity. And this is for 9th through 12th grade students at Centennial Virtual Academy. So the first thing you want to do is be at the CVA website. You can link to this lots of different ways, including through your Clever page, but I recommend that you have this website bookmarked. And then you're going to want to go to the lab report 9 through 12 page. This video will post up at the top of the page, so you'll need to scroll down a little bit, and you need to find the sample lab report that's right here. And then I also want to point out that the full Edgenuity lab report guide is here. But this should be all you need to get started. So what you're going to do is go ahead and open this arrow, which opens the document in a new window. And then this is a version that you can view but not edit. So what you'll want to do once this is fully open is go over to File, make a new copy, and you want to retitle this in some way that makes sense to you. So for me personally, I would put my name as the new title, and then I would remind myself what this is about. So maybe this is like Conductivity Lab, something like that. And then make sure that it's saving to a place where you'll be able to find it and hit OK. Now I'm going to give you a really quick overview of what's in these sections of your lab report, but I want you to see that you'll be able to edit this yourself and then get it ready to submit to your science teacher. So up at the top, it says lab report title. You will replace this, and in parentheses, you can see what you would replace this with. So that you could say something like testing conductivity of different metals, or whatever it is that fits your experiment. That should be your title. Notice up here, you'll also be replacing name, class, and date. So make sure that those fit everything that goes with this report. There's a few major sections within the report, but then they're broken down by topic. So for example, in the introduction, you're going to start with the purpose. Why was the lab done? What are you hoping to learn by doing the experiment? Use complete sentences. When you're ready to type your answer, you'll just replace this and you'll type etc. and fill this all out. In the introduction, you're also going to answer or explain what is the question that was trying to be answered in the experiment. You'll be sharing the hypothesis or prediction. And this is something that you actually should have thought about before you watch the experiment. So think about everything you know about the experiment and what you think will happen and why, and that's what goes here. The variables are something you need to include. So read through this carefully to make sure you understand what independent variables are, dependent variables. Some experiments will also include controlled variables, and you'll need to list them here. So make sure, again, you read carefully what those mean. Then you'll be moving on to your materials and procedure section. In your materials list, you're going to include a full list of everything that was used in the experiment, and make sure that you include quantities, so how much, and units, so in this case milliliters. So make sure you include that, so it doesn't just say water, it would explain how much and what unit are you talking about. And then in your procedure, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what were all the steps of the experiment. If there were experimental and control groups, that's something that you're also going to include in the experiment. And then you'll head on to this section called data collection and organization. And this is where you're going to show the results of the experiment. So this is going to either be your graph section or your data table section. You can draw these using Google Docs, creating things in the Google spreadsheet program. If you want to learn how to use some of those programs to do kind of a really professional looking way of doing a graph or a drawing, I am very happy, or your science teacher is very happy to walk you through how to do those kinds of things. But you also have the option of doing this on a piece of paper, taking a photograph and uploading it into this section. You can see an example table here. You can see an example graph here. So the kinds of stuff you would put into that section. The final part of the paper is called the analysis and the conclusion. So there's a few things you're going to cover there. The interpretation, so what is your graph or table showing. What does it mean? Your hypothesis analysis. So you're going back and saying, oh, was my hypothesis supported? Meaning, did the data fit what I predicted would happen, or was it not supported? So something else seems to be going on, and my hypothesis, my predictions are not matching what happened in the experiment. In sources of error, you're going to say things that you think may have sort of influenced the outcome of the experiment in ways that you weren't expecting. So there's an example here to help you understand that. And then in every lab report, you want to end talking about how you could improve the lab report. Okay, so, or sorry, not improve the lab report, but improve the whole experiment. So once you have all of your sections written out, now it's time to submit this to your teacher. So you're going to go up to File, and you're going to take the option to download it as a PDF. And then this will take a couple seconds, but your lab report should show up as a PDF. And once you open this, you'll be able to submit this into Edgenuity. If for some reason doing the upload into Edgenuity isn't working for you, I would suggest emailing this to your teacher as an attachment. All right, I hope all of this made sense and that it allows you to start working on your lab reports.